Welcome everybody. We are back again for Krittika Nakshatra. Let's welcome Achala ji again. Achala ji, welcome, and we'll be doing, Namaste. We'll be doing Krittika Nakshatra. So over to you, Achala ji.
I'll share my screen then again. Okay. Is the presentation visible?
Okay. Yes, it's visible. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
So today we'll be doing Krittika Nakshatra. So again, we are continuing with the nakshatras connected with Vishuddha Chakra, the throat chakra, and this is the third one. And Krittika is connected with two beach mantras, which are on two petals on throat chakra. The first one is short, U, and there is longer, U. So we'll proceed to the mantra. The mantra for Krittika Nakshatra is Om, Om, Krittika Nakshatraye Namaha. Om, Krittika Nakshatraye Namaha. Om, Krittika Nakshatraye Namaha. So that is the beach mantra for Krittika Nakshatra. And Krittika Nakshatra is, let's say, showing us another facet, another kind of function, I would even say, of our Vishuddha chakra. And perhaps its most important function, because Vishuddha means the great purifier. And again, Krittika Nakshatra is very strongly connected with purification, with the fire, Agni, because really fire, Agni, in ancient times, he was considered mostly as a great purificator. All the yagnas were performed to pay our homage to the gods, to connect us actually to the gods and to purify us. And again, Agni Dev was always like kind of connecting earth and heaven in a way. And again, this is what is the throat chakra is really all about. It's about connecting what is above and what is below, because it's all about communication. So it's not only the communication that happens at external level from our side, but it's also the communication that happens internally also between what is higher and what is below. And Krittika Nakshatra is connected to several words that I've chosen to show here. So the short U is connected with three roots for Sanskrit verbs. The short U literally means to proclaim something. And I think that this is very much in a way also kind of the nature of this nakshatra actually, to proclaim itself somehow, because again it's the nakshatra ruled by sun, so this sun's energy, which is of course the energy of the soul, but also the energy of ego and ambition, is very strong here. And again there is ush, to shine. So again it relates to the sun and to actually shining bright. And I think it also relates to the fact that actually it was said in the Vedas that Krittika always rises exactly on the east. So it always shines beautifully. And it's even very amazing because like a few days ago, I was just studying that in very, very ancient times, like now in Vastu, for example, when we try to determine east, we usually just determine where the sun is rising, and that would be east. Or if we can't do that, we'll just take the magnetic east. But actually in Shatapatha Brahmana itself is written that the east should be determined by where Krittika Nakshatra rises on the horizon. So it's very, very beautiful in a way.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful that you mentioned about Ush, because that's a root word for Usha. Have you heard of Usha? Yeah, Usha is the first rays of the sun are Usha. And it's believed in the Vedas that it's the Ashwini Kumars who go behind chasing Usha. In the early morning, the first rays of the sun, they come with Usha. So it's brilliant. I really like this.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. And all these verbs, somehow, when we look at these really ancient roots of verbs, they really make so much sense when we connect them to the nakshatras. Even the next one, when we see uj, forsake, And we remember, you know, Agni Dev didn't have extremely well fame when it comes to women, right? He was forsaking also in a way, he was the cause of the wives of the rishis, Kritikas, to be forsaken actually. So it also, in a way, represents this power to forsake, to cut off from something, krit, right? To cut something. Because it's basically speaking the very nature of purification. When we really are going through some process of purification, something needs to be forsaken, something needs to be cut off. And I also connected with this element of ether, which is basically speaking just a void. So also the throat chakra is kind of very much connected with this power of detachment that also is somehow very connected to Yamaraj, right? The deity of Bharani Nakshatra, which we were speaking about yesterday. So, and again, right, to remove, another such a verb. And I particularly like that also one of the names of Parvati, Uma, is also starting from this particular beach mantra for Krittika Nakshatra. And Uma means like splendor, light, tranquility, but also again reputation and fame. So all these topics are somehow very, very deeply interconnected with Krittika Nakshatra. And Krittika Nakshatra, as we can see, it's the nakshatra of the sun. So it's the most connected with our Arjuna chakra, the chakra of our consciousness. It resides on the petals of Vishuddha chakra, so the throat chakra. And partially it's present in the sign of Aries, which is Manipura chakra, and partially in the sign of Taurus, which is Anahata chakra. And then when we actually look at the padas of Krittika Nakshatra and we kind of take all of that information together, Krittika would actually appear to be one of the very few nakshatras that are connected to almost all possible chakras, really, if we look at that. And it's kind of very rare because in many other nakshatras, we'll notice that always there's some flavor that's more predominant here. And Krittika somehow embraces all of that in a way, because these qualities will be always defining the nakshatra in a way, even the padas where she is residing. So I found it particularly interesting about Krittika Nakshatra itself.
And this is a very, very important observation, and I love this that you brought this up, Achala ji, because when I was just looking at this and you mentioned that, I'm seeing that there are all the 6 chakras which are there within Krittika, if you really see. And in Atharva Veda, you know, it is believed that, you know, this is the first nakshatra, because that's where maybe the vernal equinox happened during those times, and that's when they took Krittika to be the first nakshatra. So Krittika and the sun, you know, ruled by sun as per Vimshotri Dasha system, it makes sense that, you know, it would be the first nakshatra, because the sun is the you know, the king of this entire system, the solar system that we have. So very interesting thing. And have you, in your observations, Achala ji, have you seen any other nakshatras which kind of encapsulates all these chakras? Is there anything else that you've seen which has similar things?
The nakshatra is also like very much encompassing all the chakras. It's actually Revati also.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's very, very special in a way. I noticed that all these nakshatras that are let's say very full of flavor, right? So they have like all of those chakras inside. They are indeed in a way very special also in Vedic astrology. It's very, very interesting.
That's very interesting, Achala ji. There's only one more question I had. Looking at the Vishuddha chakra that we have, is if you go back to the Vishuddha chakra slide, all the you can see all the nakshatras which kind of go in a clockwise direction for this Vishuddha chakra. But from Punarvasu, why do we suddenly jump to Revati? Is there a logic behind that? You know, because I see that we follow pattern, and then suddenly from Punarvasu we go into Revati.
Yeah, it's actually something that I was also asking myself. I have few theories about it. I just know that this is how they connected this in the scriptures particularly. But one maybe interesting thing is here that if we take Revati actually as the first one, which is, it doesn't stand really for the first letters of alphabet because they are really the last ones.
Yeah, now I got it.
But
Yes.
If you take her the first one, it's really a cycle actually.
Okay. Perfect. Now I get it.
And I was also always thinking that it's kind of funny in a way, because if you take both syllables of Revati, you're going to have actually aham, ego, right? Ahamkara, and you finish on omkara. So it's kind of in a way beautiful journey also how our consciousness really is descending and ascending here in a way.
Wow, this is absolutely brilliant. The way you've explained this, Achalaji, I'm very grateful. Starting from Aham, going to Omkara. Beautiful. So thank you very much for doing this for us, Achalaji. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.